July draws to a close. The contenders have separated themselves from the ranks of the also-rans in Major League Baseball. The Cleveland Indians have the fewest wins of any divisional leader, but they have the biggest lead of any first-place club. And tonight they take on the second-place Minnesota Twins in a Central Division showdown here in Minneapolis. You see, the Indians are up 9 games on Minnesota, a ball club that's 8 games under 500. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. So it's a good divisional matchup as far as the Indians are concerned. But, Rick, we've already seen the Twins starting to sell off pieces, so it looks like they've conceded.
And the Indians can really put them away because they play them 7 times in the next 10 days. Yeah. So, you know, after the 3 days here, they come back to Cleveland for 4 games, and then one more time they come to Cleveland for 3 at the end of August. So we'll see what happens. But they could do some damage to the Twins this next week.
And Yonder Alonso's a guy that's doing a damage to everybody since the All-Star break.
Well, the 9 games he's played, he has really put a hurting on the baseball, swinging it very well, mixing in the long ball. He really had a couple of big hits going the other way in Detroit over the weekend, a couple of big flies, but he's done very well. 5 homers, 10 RBIs since the All-Star break, 18 on the year, 63 RBIs, played a very solid first base. He's had a nice, solid year for the Indians.
All right, the Indians and the Minnesota Twins will be back with the first pitch coming up in just a bit. Alan Jensen, join us from the studio when we come back. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. And by Cleveland Clinic Express Care online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits. on a beautiful night for baseball as we open up a 3-game series between the Indians and the Twins. The Indians riding high thanks to the big three at the top of the order, Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez. They continue to sizzle. Jose Ramirez, though, interesting as we go down to Andre Knott for our Hear Right Sounds of the game. Andre, he's not getting hits, but he's still getting on base.
Yeah, you want to know why Jose Ramirez is an MVP candidate? He hasn't gotten a hit in his last 7 games. He's 0 for 16 with 11 walks, but he's also driven into. He's stolen some bases, and he's also doing every little thing to help. And talking to team hitting coach Ty Van Berkeley, he talks about not even knowing or realizing Jose is in a what we'd call slump.
And he's unbelievable. His at-bats have been still quality, and you don't really even notice that he's not getting hits. I mean, I knew that he wasn't, getting his hits as consistently as before, but the at-bats are so good. He's taking his walks, he's not expanding, and typically when guys aren't getting hits, they start getting anxious and start expanding. So it's good to see that he's still patient and waiting for his pitch. And the bottom line is, he's such a good hitter. Everybody's really trying to pitch him very carefully. So he's still waiting for something that he can drive.
Well, that's going to be the key, Rick. When teams don't pitch to you, you can't be overly aggressive or they're never going to throw you a strike.
And he has done a good job. And you're right, when you're getting on base like that, you're helping your team out. But I'm surprised, and I'm going to be curious to see if any teams follow suit the way Detroit has been pitching him.
Yeah.
He really was patient this weekend and not swinging, going out and swinging and misses and pitches out of the zone. So, and it's going to take Encarnacion and Alonso behind him to beat him if teams are going to do that.
I was going to say, it's not that the pressure falls on their shoulders, but the job definitely falls to them if they're going to keep pitching around Ramirez.
If you're going to keep pitching around him, absolutely, because if you can control Lindor and Ramirez, you pretty much can slow this team down. So that's one of the ways we're looking at it. So we'll see what Irvin Santana can do this evening. He is making his 2nd start of the year. He's the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Now, he's had a success against the Indians in his career. He's 7-11, but he's pitched in his last 13 starts much better than he has in his first 12. And he's a guy that's coming back. I think the key to look for him tonight is velocity. See if his velocity is up, because he's 35 years old and he hasn't been throwing as good. He had surgery on his right pitching finger.
The Indians starting lineup for Terry Francona is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. Then it's Michael Brantley riding a 4-game hit streak. Jose Ramirez will bat 3rd. Then Edwin Encarnacion. Yonder Alonso red hot hitting 5th. Melky Cabrera also swinging the bat well. He hits 6th. Then it's Jason Kipnis, Yan Gomes, and Greg Allen. Recalled once again. This will be his 4th stint with the Major League club this year. He's in center field hitting 9th.
Check out that Minnesota defense. They're rated 5th in the league. They've made 53 errors. In the outfield, Rosario, Cave, and Grossman. On the infield, it'll be Sano back in 3rd, Polanco at short, Dozier is at 2nd, Maurer at 1st, Garber doing the catching.
Field and Culberth will call the balls and strikes. C.B. Buckner is at first base, Chris Conroy at 2nd, and Shane Livensparger is at 3rd. Terry Francona, his club sitting pretty at the moment. 9 games ahead of Minnesota in the Central Division. Tribe 10 games over the 500 mark. And as Al was telling you at the top of our telecast, Minnesota is trading off pieces almost minute by minute.
Yes, they are.
First pitch strike to Francisco Lindor. A towering pop on the infield. Polanco, the shortstop. 1 down. Storylines tonight brought to you by Wayside Furniture. You got the top 2 run-scoring teams in July.
Yeah. Indians leading the way, Minnesota 2nd.
Man, that guy right there, forget about it.
Well, he's had some kind of year, and actually in his career against the Indians, this is his favorite team to play against.
Michael Brantley taking a strike. Our game time temperature here at Target Field is 82 degrees.
Just a beautiful night for baseball.
Breaking ball hit to center. And Jake Cave, fighting the sun, makes the catch eventually for out number 2.
Well, you can see that there's some sun sitting out there in center field and right field that comes in from the top of the ballpark, from the upper deck, and he had to put a glove up there to block his eyes to really get a good look at it.
And that's going to bring up Jose Ramirez. And Irvin Santana with the first pitch curveball in for strike 1. Hard to believe, but there is a 50-point difference in Jose Ramirez's batting order, home to road. He's hitting .317 at Progressive Field, but Ramirez just .267 on the road. For a guy that is such a very consistent hitter from both sides of the plate,
I was going to say,
surprising that would be that big of a gap.
You're right. I didn't even realize that.
He swings and just foul up the first base line. C.B. Buckner definitive with the call as the ball almost hit him.
Well, after he jumped, it took him a little while to think about it, which way he was going to point. It looked like he was wanted to start dancing out there. Watch him. He's sitting in foul territory, so he really did have a good look, and it was foul. But look at him. Uh-oh. There it is. Foul. Good call.
Now Santana with the payoff pitch. And Jose hammers one in deep right field. Grossman looking up. Gone to Souvenir City. And Ramirez wipes away the 0 for 17 slump, hitting his 31st home run of the year. And the Indians will play from in front tonight as they lead it 1-0. Now 1 home run behind J.D. Martinez of Boston for the league lead.
Well, let's take a look at this on our Nissan pitch tracker. High fastball is at 91. So that's what I was looking for, his velocity tonight. With that finger surgery, he left it upstairs, and you can't throw the fastball by Jose. So he hits number 31.
Isn't that something, though? He almost had a double down the line. It's just barely foul. And then hits the home run. Encarnacion didn't mean to, but he rolls one right back to Santana to end the inning. Jose Ramirez has the Indians off and running right out of the gate. They lead it 1-0. The Twins are coming to bat.
For his 9th career start, made his major league debut in this ballpark. As a matter of fact, his first 2 starts were against the Minnesota Twins. He's 1-0 against them this year and has pitched pretty well against the Twins.
All right, so let's see what Shane Bieber can do against this Twins lineup that has been swinging the bats very well of late. Joe Mauer will lead it off. Historically, Mauer has been very good against Cleveland pitching. But this year, overall, they've done a very good job against Mauer, holding him to 5 hits in 23 at-bats. He does not have an RBI. And in his career, he's a .323 hitter against the Indians, and that covers so many games. Let me see what the actual total numbers are for Mauer. He has 230 career hits and over 700 at-bats against the Indians.
That's over a full year, that's for sure.
Bieber goes down and in with a really good-looking slider and strikes him out.
Yeah, 3 pitches to that. That guy's pretty tough to do, starting out the game.
The rest of the Minnesota Twins starting lineup for Hall of Fame skipper Paul Molitor, Eddie Rosario, Jorge Polanco, Brian Dozier. His name has been linked to the Indians in trade rumors. Max Kepler, the DH, Robbie Grossman, a switch hitter, batting 6th, and Miguel Sano, who's really struggled this year. Jake Cave in center field, and Mitch Garver, the catcher, bats 9th. Eddie Rosario, and just look out when you pitch to this guy, hitting .436 against the Indians this year with 6 home runs and 11 runs batted.
Well, they caught him at some times where he's hit everything hard against the Indians. I don't care, in, out, up, or down.
Popped him up, shallow left. Ramirez going out. He says he's got it. And he does.
Barely. Let's check the Tribe defense, brought to you by Chrysler. In the outfield is going to be Brantley on left, Allen in center, Cabrera over in right. It'll be Ramirez at third, Lindor at short, Kipnis at second, Alonso at first, and Gomes doing the catching.
There's Paul Molitor, who was in Cooperstown over the weekend for the Hall of Fame festivities, and I didn't realize that you pointed out to me that was the first time he'd been there for induction weekend since he was inducted.
Right.
But he had to be there with his former teammates getting inducted, like Jack Morris.
Yeah, no doubt. And he played against Trammell and those guys. Yeah, it was, I'm sure, a good weekend for him. And Derek Shelton was the manager when they were in Boston, who's now back to bench coach for him. Bieber coming off the roughest start he has made in his career against Pittsburgh, where he only lasted an inning and 2/3, gave up 7 hits and 7 runs. But pretty crisp and sharp early here.
That fastball took off. Up
Looks
and
like
away.
he's got a little extra zip coming out of his hand.
95. Ball had some hop. Minnesota has had some disappointments in the last couple of years because of poor decision making. Irvin Santana, Jorge Polanco missing large chunks of the season because of failed drug tests. Pitch outside and a full count. There is Brian Dozier. Everyone in particular here in Twins country wanting to know, will he stay or will he go?
We'll find out. One more day.
Swung out and missed, and Shane Bieber, razor sharp here in the first, strikes out a pair. 1-0 Cleveland after an inning in Minneapolis. Back here in Minnesota, Yonder Alonso will lead off hitting number 2 for Cleveland. Mentioned in the open, 5 home runs in his last 8 games.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good place in the batter's box, seeing the ball very well. Really had a couple of good at-bats when he gave him the lead in Detroit going the other way on late in the ball game, 8th inning off Jimenez.
Sends a high fly ball to deep left. Back is Rosario. Just shy of the track for out number 1. Well, our great clip of the game from yesterday, courtesy of Melky Cabrera, his first home run as an Indian. And over his last 8 games, Cabrera batting .407 with 2 doubles.
Yeah, he's swinging it since being recalled. He has a hit in every game. He's getting locked in.
It's a bullet past Sandy Alomar at first base. And there's a high pop to center. Jake Cave, routine play, 2 down.
MLB TV is now available at a lower price for $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply.
Here is Jason Kipnis. He was 3 for 11 over the weekend in Detroit. In off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curveball low and away. And now a 2 ball, 1 strike count. And Santana. What a changeup. Ball just disappeared straight down. And Kipnis got a fastball that time, but fouled it back.
Yeah, that's one right there. His fastball's elevated a little bit early tonight. You get that pitch, you want to put it in play, but with 2 strikes, sometimes you look for an off-speed pitch against him. Good slider and a good changeup as well.
Yeah, that's low and away, full count. And he came right back with it, slowed it down, gets his first strikeout. The Indians go 1-2-3, 1-0 Cleveland, middle of the second. Ramirez. Here in the bottom of the second, Brian Dozier will lead off. Batting in the cleanup spot tonight. He swings at the first pitch. It's going to be off the glove of Kipnis. And that's going to allow Dozier to reach.
See if they give him a hit or an error, because he was playing over on the left side of the infield. It's a backhanded play. He just doesn't catch the ball. It's an error.
So leadoff man aboard for the Twins from Max Kepler.
Kepler DHing tonight. He has a little bit of a sore shoulder. Had yesterday off. He ran into a wall in Boston over the weekend, so he's DHing tonight, not playing right field. They have Grossman out there.
Low fastball right at the bottom of the zone. And Bieber gets ahead of him 0-2. Indians have held Kepler to 6 hits and 33 at bats on the year. And he almost whiffed him on 3 pitches, but it's just a bit off the outside corner. There's a breaking ball, and it's hit over the head of Kipnis into right field. Dozier's going to hit second, head to third. Cabrera's throw will not be in time. And the runner Kepler holds at first. He thought about maybe making a bolt for a second, but he holds, and now the Twins have runners at the corners with nobody out.
Well, Kepler hit a breaking ball. It was down and away, and did a nice job of getting it over the head of Kipnis into right field. So Dozier's going to challenge the arm of Cabrera. It's offline. You know, hey, he would have been able to make it easily had he taken off. Look at it. He wasn't ready for it, man. He didn't read that relay throw. If he stays at first base, double play in order, but the Twins in business now, first and third, nobody out.
Boy, after he had him 0-2, now he's got himself a first and third, nobody out spot with Robbie Grossman at the plate. Fastball misses. Grossman batting .319 in the month of July. That's upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. And a foul right back 2 years ago. Robbie Grossman went to spring training with the Indians. Spent a little time at AAA Columbus. And then came to the Twins. And the 2-1 hit the center. Greg Allen going back, makes the catch. Tagging and tying the game is Brian Dozier. Kepler goes back to first, 1 away. Grossman has his 33rd RBI on the year.
Yeah, he gets the run in there, and I'll tell you, that ball there, Allen didn't get a good read on it. He ends up catching it. That's the bottom line. It'll get the first out, but there's the line drive. He sort of had to hold his ground before he got a read on it, but he tracks it down, gets the first out.
So an unearned run for Minnesota has tied it up And now Miguel Sano. And Sano cranks one up the alley in left center. Coming into third is Kepler. They're going to wave him home. Lindor's throw to the plate is not in time. Gomes couldn't find the handle, and the Twins take the lead 2-1.
That's too bad because it was a really nice relay between Allen and Lindor to get it to the plate. It's just that Gomes could not hold on to the ball. They had him. He was dead to rights. He tracks it down, does a nice job of cutting this ball off in the gap, gets it in quickly. They're going to be aggressive. Here comes a throw from Lindor. That's one where Gomes just didn't catch the ball. Goes out of his glove. Let's see if it bounced. It did not bounce. You got to catch it first before you can go to tag. So they get the go-ahead run to score.
And Jake Cave takes a fastball for a strike. So credit Miguel Sano with a single and an RBI, and Minnesota is up 2-1.
That's a double, isn't it, all the way?
Well, I think the reason they're calling it a single is because Allen's throw to Lindor was so good that I don't think Sano was going to be able to make it until they went home. Throw back. You think it's in time? It is. They got him. 2 down.
That was a heck of a play. Lindor to pick it, Gomes to throw behind him. And I mean, they put the tag on him. It was awfully close. It's a high breaking ball. Perfect pitch to throw on. I think he might have had the hand in there.
Twins are still debating on whether or not they want to challenge it.
Yeah, where's the 10 seconds?
Waiting. See ya, Miguel. Have a seat.
Okay. I mean, let us know. So good play. Good throw, good pick, good tag. Can't tell from that angle, but they didn't challenge it.
Jake Cave. He takes a called third strike on a blistering fastball from Bieber. Twins get 2, 1 unearned. They lead it 2-1. And by the way, Miguel Sano was given a double at the end of the inning. The official score changed his mind and said, yeah, give him a double. Yan Gomes chases a high fastball for strike one. And there's a breaking ball in for a strike. 0-2. Slapped it. Foul. Stays alive.
Santana, his 26th career start against the Indians. And he's just a guy that has a good feel for pitching.
Punched to short. One down. Player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. In his first 13 starts against the Indians, it's 8 losses in there. But he did throw a no-hitter.
Yeah, was that with the no-hitter coming in the first 13. And then a complete turnaround. Last 12, 6-3 at 2.35 ERA. And he was certainly their best pitcher last year. He had 5 complete games for the Twins, tied with Corey Kluber for the highest mark in all of baseball.
Line to second, 2 down.
Well, Rocket Blast is back on Friday, August 3rd. More than just fireworks, Rocket Blast is a music and video themed experience that you don't want to miss, and it is presented by First Energy all game long. It'll be Dollar Dog Night, $2 beers out in the district. Get your tickets at Indians.com.
Francisco Lindor. A pop-up his first time to the plate. Lindor has 4 homers and 8 runs batted in against the Twins this year. But he's in the hole now, 0-2. In the dirt. Lindor might have broken a window with that one.
He tried to throw a fastball by him inside, and Lindor says, get that out of here. You're not throwing that hard. We've got him about 91.
Slaps that one the other way to left, and going back to grab it is Rosario. 7 straight retired by Santana. 2-1 Twins, middle of the 3rd. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying a cold one, stay tuned later in the game for our Miller Lite Hold True moment. Fieldman Colbert, the crew chief, has spent time talking with both Paul Molitor and now Terry Francona, and I have a sneaking suspicion this has something to do with the video replay system.
Yes, you're right. Remember they were going to challenge?
Well, it took the Twins a long time to decide, and maybe the system's down, I don't know, but usually when he goes to that headset, he's talking to somebody back in New York. Maybe
they'll have to make
the
decisions.
So that's why we have a temporary delay in play as Minnesota comes to bat here in the third, leading at 2-1. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, as we've talked about Shane Bieber in this start, coming off his worst start, as you guys mentioned, against Pittsburgh, something that they were able to do in between starts, they went back and looked at film, and Carl Willis told me that he was drifting a bit in his delivery. Now, what that means, I couldn't tell you exactly, but I think what he meant was, he said when he drifted, his fastball command was off. He says, and when you're a fastball pitcher that has to live on command, he ran into problems. Now, they didn't think it was a big deal. He had a really good side in between starts. They kept him on his 5 days, as they did through the All-Star break. And Tito even made the joke before the game. He goes, I think it's the first time he struggled as a pro. I think he's going to be okay.
Well, that's good that you can find out quickly, because he was really roughed up in that last start. So if he was drifting, it was, hey, command is his game.
Fastball strike to Mitch Garver.
And it looks like he has a little better velocity tonight to me. I mean, even his breaking stuff seems to be just a little bit harder.
Garver is just 1 for 16 against the Indians this year, and he's in the hole now 0-2. Oh, he struck him out with a fastball, well placed over the outside corner. Shane Bieber has struck out 4 of the first 9 that he has faced here tonight.
Well, you got a little comeback action on that fastball. Very nice. Good movement. Watch over the outside part of the plate. It definitely had the corner. It's a great look at that. That pitch right there. See the movement? Love it.
Now, he did that to a right-handed hitter, but that pitch is also really affected against lefties because they give up on it and it tails back over the inside corner. Mauer with a one-hop smash to Lindor, and Frankie throws him out 2 down. I bring that up because being in Cooperstown over the weekend, I had an opportunity to see Greg Maddux up close in person.
Right.
I'm like, Greg Maddux he's not any taller than I am.
Right.
How did this guy dominate? And Brad Mills said his ability, he said he was one of the first guys that could paint that
Comebacker.
that front door sinker,
Right.
that little comebacker. He said he was so good. And then he said you'd watch him and he'd start off a ball off the plate. And if it was called a strike, he'd go another ball off. And he'd keep going out there until the umpire would call a ball, and then he'd bring it right back in. He said nobody had better just command
Control,
of the baseball.
yeah. That's what it's all about. The touch, the feel, the command. And you're right. Test the umpire. See how much he's going to give you on that outside corner.
And
that one got a toe.
yeah, that didn't feel good.
No.
That's also what makes our game so great, is that it's not one size fits all. You can be any body type, shape, size.
Yeah, you truly can.
You have to have certain skill set, but you don't just have to be a big guy or a fast guy. Bieber evens the count 1-1.
No, but you have to be smart and durable and willing to work.
Kia drive to success. Eddie Rosario. This is his 10th game against the Indians this year. He has 6 homers, 11 runs batted in. He has scored a dozen. I mean, those are just his season numbers. But his career numbers, he's hitting .353 against the Indians with 10 doubles, 15 homers. He's got that just aggressive looking approach too. He stands almost on top of the plate.
And he's closed a little bit, and he can, I'm telling you, he can cover both sides up, he can cover down, in and out. So this is not a bad idea for one guy. Even though 2 outs, you're not going to give him anything that he can take one swing and maybe hit it out of here.
Jorge Polanco struck out his first time up. And there's a high pop, shallow left. It's going to be Lindor, and he'll make the catch. And the inning is over. We have played 3. It's Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. (2-1) Minnesota. The Indians have just 1 hit, and the home run by Jose Ramirez in the first inning, providing their only run. It's a weird offense this year for the Indians in that they can pile up big numbers. For example, yesterday in Detroit was the 12th game this year in which they've had at least 15 or more hits. That's tied for the most in all of baseball.
Yeah.
But then less than 24 hours later, or maybe a little bit more than that, what was it was a day game yesterday. They're 1 hit through the first 3 innings. And
well, Saturday they got 1 run and scored 8 yesterday.
So yeah, it's just like it's hard to figure sometimes.
Well, and you know they're right up there with Boston's when it comes to 5 runs in an inning. I think they've done that 17 times this year.
Brantley rockets that one past Sandy Alomar. 2-2. Since the end of June, the Tribe's averaging just a shade under 6 runs a game. Brantley sends a fly ball to center, and McCabe makes the catch. One away. The Jose Ramirez home run in the first inning. Here's another look courtesy of StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Yeah, fastball up, 103.5 off the bat. 3. And I'm sure Jose feels good about that. That felt good, stopping that straight. But getting a base hit, and you know he loves to hit. But I'm sure Santana realizes he did not make a good pitch, and Ramirez made him pay. So starts him off with a fastball in.
Down low.
He's hanging right in there with J.D. Martinez. Trout at 29. Davis from Oakland coming up. He has 28. Frankie right there with 27.
A little low. Almost hit another one out of here, but that one's foul. Here's what I mean, though, about the Indians' up and down nature of their offense. Since June 29th, they're averaging 5.8 runs a game.
Okay.
During that time, 6 times they've been held to 2 runs or less. 8 times they've scored 8 runs or more.
To get him again.
And Ramirez has just sent out of here his second home run of the night. Nice catch by the man who brought his glove, and the Tribe has come back to tie it. Ramirez has just tied J.D. Martinez now for the league leading homers with his 32nd of the year. His second home run of the night. Well, that's the way you break out of an 0 for 17.
Well, another multi-homer game. And another first inning home run. This was a changeup. He threw him the fastball that he fouled. You know, he lined it foul, then he throws a changeup inside, and you think he's going to pull it foul. Well, he got underneath that and hit it a long way. So number 32 for Jose.
Almost looked like there was just the slightest pause as he opened his hips and then waited and then unloaded the hands.
Andre, didn't you say that Van Berkeley was waiting for him to break out tonight?
I told you guys during dinner. Van Berkeley told me, he said he's going to get a couple hits real soon.
Yeah, you did.
There was everyone thought, everybody that brought it up to all laughed, and they said, "Do you think we're really worried? He's getting ready to get loose again."
Holy smokes. He's loose. Watch out.
He's not smiling. I think he wants another one.
I bet he does.
2-2 game now with 1 out in the 4th. And Edwin lines one into center field for a base hit. Take a look at the second home run now. Hit by Jose Ramirez.
Change up down and in. Now watch the swing. Boy, he just boom. He waited, kept the hands back.
Explode.
And got under this one, and watch it carry though. First one he hit much harder, line drive.
There were 2 guys side by side with gloves. They were in a perfect spot for that one. But only one man could come away with the prize. Check swing foul, but the numbers there, they tell you. 6 times 2 runs or less, 8 times 8 runs or more. So it's just for whatever reason, this almost all or nothing offense lately.
Well, you go in there, and when you go into a series, let's win 2 out of 3. If they can continue and just continue to do that, we don't care when the runs come.
Boy, and yesterday it just seemed like it was a all business-like approach. Corey Kluber on the mound, go out, get him some runs. just took the will of the Tigers right out of the game.
Yeah, they knew they were in for trouble. Kluber 3-0 against them this year. And it was nice to see Corey rebound. He's had some shaky starts recently. Came back, had a good breaking ball yesterday. They got him some runs, let him relax a little bit and pitch. Where does he think Eddie's going? Are you kidding me? Is that a token throw?
Alonso had a pitch up, but it was a little bit off the plate. He fouls it back, stays 2-2. That's low and away, full count. Santana had retired 8 straight until Ramirez tied the game up with his second home run of the night. Edwin Encarnacion followed with a base hit, and now a 3-2 pitch to Alonso. And it's squib foul.
A lot of changeups.
Does that basically tell you he's not comfortable challenging anybody with a fastball at this point?
Well, no, he'll throw the fastball, but I'm not so sure that slider is where he wants it to be. When you have the surgery on this finger here, I don't know if he could get the tilt to it. He's thrown some sliders, but more changeups than I thought. And his fastball is only 90-91.
Got in on him, and it's popped up foul. Let's see, Dozier. Oh, he was there, but he couldn't squeeze it. He was running out of territory, and if he hadn't have pulled up just a bit, he'd have sailed right into that netting.
Well, Mauer's going back with his back to the plate as well, and the only one that probably could have had it was Dozier. And I think he was afraid to go for that slide with Mauer bearing in on him. Put the brakes on quickly.
So another chance for Alonso. 1 out. And another foul ball. Making Santana really grind his way through it here. This will be his 60th pitch of the night. He's thrown 42 strikes. He hasn't been nibbling. In the dirt, ball 4. It's a now 3 straight reaching here in the 4th. Lowe's whole team together. And the most runs in the month of July in the majors. How about the Cleveland Indians?
Yeah, right behind them, the Minnesota Twins. So what are we going to see? High scoring games, I guess, this series.
So far, this one, a 2-2 affair, but a chance to break the game open now. Melky Cabrera pops the pitch up, foul back, and out of play. Cabrera in the Tigers series went 4 for 9 with a home run. Outs outside. 1-1.
There's the slider that he got a little help right there. Backdoor slider coming in from Culbreth. You know, he's laboring right now, throwing pitches, but he's going to go, here's your backdoor slider, but that one was off the plate, but he got a call.
Uh-oh, this could be 2. And it will be, and the inning is over. But the Indians tie the game. Jose Ramirez has gone deep tonight, not once but twice. 2-2, middle of the 4th. Fourth inning coming up. Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Here's a look at how things stand on the year. Minnesota has had the better of it, winning 6 of the 9. But the Indians are 10 games over 500. The Twins are 8 games under 500. And obviously, Derek Falvey and the front office here in Minneapolis feel like they don't have a legitimate shot, so they've been selling off pieces in rapid fashion here of late.
Yeah, these two teams have 10 games remaining, 9 after tonight. Minnesota will play them 7 times out of the next 10 days. We'll head home for the weekend. We'll have Thursday off, and we'll get the Los Angeles Angels in town. Here's Derek with his back to you.
Fastball strike over the outside corner, and this guy Brian Dozier is potentially the last of the key pieces of the Twins that could be traded away here in the next 24 hours. Popped him up on the infield. Ramirez, foul ground. 1 away. Let's get on to Andre. What does Tito feel about Minnesota right now?
He was very honest. He said they've kicked our butts, and I've told my team that, so they better pay attention and play well against them. And Tito and I just went on to talk about how just some teams match up better against you than others. And he says that's how the Twins have been against them. They've been a thorn in the side for the last couple of years. So he hopes they have their attention. He said, don't look at how many games we're up. They play us well. They beat us up this year. And then he even pointed out, if you look at it, the Twins have played decent against the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Indians. He said they play well against good teams. Their problem is they've struggled against bad teams this year.
Well, I'll tell you, my opinion, Minnesota has always played the Indian stuff. I don't care when we're good, when we're bad. They're just a tough team to play. They match up really well. And these guys, they never quit. They play to the end.
And you think this confidence plays into that a little bit as well, Arch? Because they've played well, no matter what the record is, they feel like they can compete with them?
Yes, I do. I certainly do. And, you know, they wanted to, it's when the Indians were ruling the Central Division early, when the Twins and Torrey Hunter and those guys had to come and try and beat them to take it away from them. They did for a while. And now it's the Indians' turn again, but they hang in there tough. I think last year they were ahead of schedule, and they had more wins than they thought they were going to get, and they really went all in trying to get new players.
Nice play by Greg Allen to run that one down in deep center field. Almost like, Rick, they were ahead of schedule.
Right.
And maybe people, it kind of fooled people into thinking they were better than maybe they really were. I don't know.
And now Buxton's out, been out most of the year, a really good center fielder. But, you know, here's the trades that they started to get out, and they were 7-8 games back when this all started. Escobar, one of the best players, having a great year this year. He went to the D-backs. Zach Duke, no big deal. Left-hander. He, to me, was not a major thing.
Tell the truth about your lefties. Go ahead, say it.
I'm not saying
You're being
anything. I'm
honest.
just
You're being
saying, you know, he's been around forever, and he's thrown 83.
Well,
So
I agree with you with where the Twins are at, but you know, last year they made a trade around the trade deadline, and it kind of made the team mad, and they got hot again, and you know, they ended up getting into the wild card.
but they had their players healthy.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. And talking to Derek Falvey today, he said, you bring up Buxton. He says, well, you know, they just got Sano back.
Right.
You know, last year Sano was an MVP candidate, and you go without two of their best players. It's hurting them this year.
Yeah. Yes, it sure is.
By the way, Lance Lynn, who was scheduled to start Wednesday, he was traded away today. Adalberto Mejia will make the start Wednesday in his place against Carlos Carrasco in the series finale.
Yeah, they went out and they signed a lot of guys thinking like they were going to have a chance to come in, and it just didn't pan out. It goes to show you, this is a team that they're pretty good when they play from within their organization like they did last year. It was all their people. Then they go out and sign Reed and sign Lynn and sign, you know, Zach Duke, and they sign guys that Fernando Rodney, you know, from all over, and it just did not work out. You know, and I think it might have put a little shock into this team too once somebody gets traded, because Escobar really meant a lot in that clubhouse to Minnesota and was having a great year. So when that domino fell, I'm sure that it hurt him a little bit when they were up in Boston over the weekend.
Francisco Lindor throws out Robbie Grossman. The Twins go 1-2-3 for the second time tonight. We are tied at 2 through 4 in Minneapolis. Baseball is brought to you by the 2019 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. 2-2, fifth inning. Bottom third of the order for Cleveland. Jason Kipnis will lead it off. And Irvin Santana gets a fastball, or I should say breaking ball called a strike over the outside corner. And he skies one on the infield. Mauer looks at the catcher. Mauer says, I'll take it. He does. 1 away. Mid-game recap brought to you by your Toyota dealers. A 2-out solo homer in the first gave the Indians a 1-0 lead. Jose Ramirez with his 31st of the season. Miguel Sano with an RBI double. Made it 2-1 Twins in the second. And then Jose Ramirez going deep again, this time in the 4th inning to tie it up. 9th time he's had a multi-home run game in his career. 3rd time for Ramirez this year. Yan Gomes looks at a pitch outside, ball 1. That is hammered high in the air. Deep left field. Rosario looking up. Goodbye. Off the facing of the second deck and back down onto the playing field. Yan Gomes' 11th home run of the year gives the Indians a 3-2 lead. Shocked that lady in the front row of that second deck. 3 solo homers for the Indians tonight.
Well, and he caught a spinner here that didn't have much on it, and he blasts it. They wanted it away. It was just a tumbler, and Gomes stayed back and rocked it. He will hit his 11th home run, and the Indians now with 150 on the year.
Greg Allen with a ground ball single into right field. Allen, who was hitting .289 at AAA on the year with a dozen doubles and a dozen stolen bases. And now in his last 12 games with the Indians, that's his 9th hit. We'll see how aggressively he runs with Lindor at the plate. Popped up down the line, foul ground. Sano. Did he hold on? He did. Allen tags. He's trying to get to second. He will. Ball pops loose and he'll hold right there. So pretty aggressive base running for Greg Allen. And if Sano doesn't fall down, he probably doesn't go.
I was a little surprised he went anyway. It was good hustle. Sano made a really nice catch with his back to the infield. Look at where he has to go, and then he comes back. A lot of times it's easy to overrun that ball. But that's when Allen said, I'm going to go. I see him on the ground. He has to get up and make a good throw. It's short hops Dozier. Really good hustle getting yourself in scoring position right there by Greg Allen.
And with 2 down, Michael Brantley gets an opportunity to hit. He's 0 for 2. He has flied to center both times tonight. Brantley came in with a hit in 4 straight games. And he's going to send another fly ball to the outfield and a routine catch for Rosario. Another home run for the Tribe, this one by Yan Gomes, and it's now 3-2 Cleveland halfway through in Minneapolis. And in the bottom of the 5th inning, Miguel Sano will lead it off. RBI double in the 2nd inning. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Miguel Sano was in such an offensive funk or slump earlier this year that they sent him all the way back to A-ball. And he's going to ground one up the middle. And it's going to be another hit. He has seen, I think that's 2 pitches tonight he has seen, and he is now 2 for 2.
Well, this one was hit where they were not, because watch Lindor, he got a good jump on it. Even if he catches it, it might have been close, but you know, wasn't playing him that way, right up the middle.
First ball swinging, Jake Cave.
Shane Bieber has pitched well to this point. 3 hits.
Right field.
Got a man there.
Melky Cabrera making the catch, and Sano jogs back to first, 1 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Rafael Devers of Boston with a hamstring injury. Brandon Belt and Johnny Cueto both go down for San Francisco. Giants a game below 500 in the NL West.
Yeah, that looks like a 3-team race out there. Picked up the intensity out in the West.
Mitch Garver pops one foul out of play. It's 1-1. And here's a pop-up foul, back into the seats it goes.
Shane Bieber throwing strikes, 71% tonight on his 59 pitches, 42 strikes, just 17 balls. He's been pounding the strike zone, getting and swing the bat. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts.
And a ground ball over the mound. And perfectly placed again.
Man, oh man, that's tough. That thing was just like hit in a perfect spot directly over second base. It had spin to it. You know, neither one, both Kipnis and Lindor had to go for it, so nobody could stay at second base. They weren't sure who was going to get it. It gets past Lindor, and Kipnis gets it on the backhand. But it's an infield single, so really a tough break. 2 balls that were seeing eye hits in this inning for their base runners. Now back up to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time.
Joe Mauer has struck out, grounded out. See if Bieber can get a double play ball.
Yeah, this is a good candidate if you can get him to hit it at one of your fielders.
And a first pitch strike.
Bauer this year just 6 grounded into double play balls. Normally, he's much higher than that.
Only 2 ground ball outs tonight for Bieber, but you know, you've already seen a couple of times ground balls that found some holes. And a good job by Gomes to block that one. Even though he's 0 for 2, Mauer even more dangerous because lately against right-handed pitching, he has been dominant, hitting .368 over his last 15 games.
Yeah, he's been good for the last month. And he's not going to go out of that zone to swing at pitches away, so he's sitting in a good hitter's count.
(3-2). Indians clinging to a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And he walks him. Second walk issued by Shane Bieber, and now the bases are full. 2 perfectly placed ground ball singles. And now a walk, and they're loaded with 1 out for the hottest hitter in the Twins uniform.
Yeah, this is a tough situation that he put himself into, but not much he can do except that walk there to Mauer. But you're going to have to work hard now to try and get out of it. Well, if you missed Friday's Rocket Blast, make sure you get to the ballpark on Saturday. That'll be August 4th. It's your chance to experience the fun. The Rocket Blast is presented by First Energy, and fans 21 and over can enjoy the pregame in the district featuring $2 beers. You can get your tickets at Indians.com.
And now Eddie Rosario walked his last time up.
Twins fans figure we've got the right man up at the right spot. We'll see if Shane Bieber can make some good pitches.
This isn't going to make you feel any better. Rosario is 5 for 10 with the bases loaded this year, with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Well, there's a good pitch. Fastball outside corner. 1-1. Infield is pulled around toward right, but not a pure shift. Swung on and missed. A fastball tailing away. And Rosario helped him out 1-2.
Yeah, sometimes hitters, you get into that situation, you want to do it all. But still got one strike left, and Bieber try and make that same pitch.
Got him.
Oh boy.
He stayed right out there, and Rosario couldn't help himself. 5th strikeout of the night for Bieber. He struck out 4 of the first 9. Did not strike out a batter second time through, but this is a well-placed, well-timed strikeout.
I'll tell you what, you've got to really give him credit right here. Just missed with the first pitch, an excellent 0-1 pitch, and then he expands his zone a little bit, and he goes right back with a low dart. Really a nice sequence. And boy, he didn't cave in, did he? He went right at him. And this is it, yeah. Lowest batting average with the bases loaded. Opposition, the Indians, just a 120 batting average. That's incredible. Not out of it yet, though.
Well, and just recently, you think about Zach McAllister getting out of a bases loaded, nobody out jammed,
They
and
did
then
it
just
again
the
in
other
Detroit.
day it happened.
Yeah, he loaded the bases, and they were able to get out of it with Perez and Ramirez.
Well, now it's 2-0. And Jorge Polanco.
Well, he's going to get something to hit here, I would think. You got to throw a strike.
Line to the right field and a base hit. Sano scores the tying run. Garver with the go-ahead run. 4-3 Twins.
And there's the difference when you fall behind in a 2-0 count. You have to throw a strike in that situation, and it's elevated a little bit. It was not down, and he gets enough of it, gets it into right field. So a 2-out base hit. Twins come back and they take the lead, 4-3. Still 2 outs, but runners on first and second.
Movement in the Indians bullpen, and we're about to get Zach McAllister, I think, starting to get loose. As Brian Dozier looks at a breaking ball. It looked good, but it's called a ball. One and one.
Three hits in the inning. First two never really left the infield. Had a chance to get out of that inning, but a big 2-out base hit by Polanco. We expected it. These two teams, two highest scoring teams in the month of July, going at it. It's a 4-3 game. We're in the 5th.
That took off on him, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Swung on and missed. He struck him out, and that'll end the inning. So 6 Ks for Shane Bieber. But Minnesota gets a key 2-out, 2-run single to take a 4-3 lead through 5.
Tribe Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards code is Carlos. Visit Indian.com for complete details.
Bart Swain telling us that Jose Ramirez is 32 home runs, while the most by an Indians player before the month of August since Jim Thome back in 2001 had 33 home runs before the calendar turned to August.
Incredible. Well, and Ramirez also, with that first inning home run that he had, he now has 11 first inning home runs.
Oh, there's a high drive down the line, and it's a foul ball. Didn't have enough juice behind that one.
A little off the end of the bat. He went out to hook it.
So here's how it started back in the first inning with 2 outs. That one was just foul. And the next pitch, good enough by. Yeah. And the next time up, he did it again. And now he sends one to center field. Routine there for Cave. One away. Irvin Santana said something to Ramirez as he rounded around.
He elevated that fastball. You know what? He wasn't going to walk him, man. I give him credit. He goes in there to try it, but they did have something to say to each other there. I finally got you.
Yeah. Hit him. Edwin Encarnacion got drilled, and now he'll be aboard with the tying run.
I think this was intentional. I think. I really do. Got him in the back pocket.
For anything in particular?
I don't know. But he's got too good a control. That one I could tell right out of the chute.
Well,
right
they were
the
sort of laughing at each other.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there was any malicious intent, but yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to hit you. Just because.
I'm going to say 4 pitches.
There's a fly ball. It's going to drop in center field, and it's going to get by Cave. He tried to be the hero. Encarnacion racing into third, and Sarbaugh's going to wave him home. No throw to the plate. Edwin scores standing, and we're tied again, now at 4 apiece. Yonder Alonso dumped one into center field, and for whatever reason, Jake Cave dove all out, and once he missed it, there's nobody behind him.
Well, you watch it. It's a breaking ball. And I got to tell you, this is the guy, when you talked about Kansas City, when there was an inside the park 3-run home run, he was playing center field when he dove and it got by Butera. And here you go.
He would have learned then.
Well, yeah. You're up a run here. You got to make sure that that ball doesn't get by you. You may give a base, but you don't give up 3 bases. So the tie score and a man on second and 1 out. Yeah, they were in Kansas City, and I think Kansas City swept them. They came in, and it was late in the ball game, 8th inning, 2 guys on base, and he dove for a ball, got by him, and it was a 3-run home run inside the park home run.
Melky Cabrera went chasing the pitch that time. In the dirt. Jake Cave is 25 years old, so it's not like you can chalk that up to, youthful exuberance.
Well, the scoreboard dictates things you can do, and now you just took the lead. You can't make a mistake like that and let a ball get by you. And right now, Santana's going to have to work hard to try and keep it a tie game now.
Melky Cabrera is 0 for 2 on the night. Teased him with a pitch up and away. Now full count. Left-hander Gabriel Moya up in the Minnesota bullpen. Santana, his 85th pitch of the night. And Melky following it back to the screen.
He's thrown a lot of high changeups up and away today. You know that they have fouled off. Alonso fouled off a number of them, and right there Cabrera, unless he's trying to get you to pull that ball.
Now, as you said, it's only his second start of the year.
Yeah, it is his second
surgery.
start. Yes, and I mean his velocity's not where it is, and he's starting. I mean, he's had his rehab starts in the minor leagues, but it's different when you get to this level. He knows how to pitch. He's got a good feel, but he's in like spring training mode. Unfortunately, it's the end of July.
Yeah. And the 3-2 is a foul right back.
Change up, change up, change up.
In a perfect world, had he been healthy this year, he would be a perfect trade chip for Minnesota.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that offseason surgery on his finger just set him back, and the Twins.
Outside, he missed, ball 4. So he's hit a batter, he's walked a batter, and he's the victim of a bad defensive decision by his center fielder. And it looks like that's going to be it.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let Melky beat him right there with a base hit and give up that lead. So first base was open, but now Paul Molitor deciding to make a change and go into his bullpen.
So the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Paul Molitor will go to the left-hander Gabriel Moya. And unless I'm reading something way too far into it, it looks like Santana looked out at center field a couple of times and is probably not real happy with Jake Cave. We'll be right back. It's the Tribe Report brought to you by GMC. Alan Jensen will recap a fantastic Hall of Fame weekend in Cooperstown. Talk about Yonder Alonso's hot month of July. And, of course, the plays of the week. The Tribe Report tomorrow night after the game here on Sportsnet Ohio. Gabriel Moya, left-hander, on to face Jason Kipnis with runners first and second and 1 out in a 4-4 ball game.
You see the numbers. Only 8 times has he appeared. Came over to the Twins from the Diamondbacks. This is his 4th stint with the Twins this year.
Well, Topper to first. Mauer's only play at the bag. 2 down. Alonso to third. Malcolm Cabrera moves to second. Kipnis is 0 for 3 tonight. And it will bring up Yan Gomes, who homered his last time up.
Gomes a chance to get a big 2-out base hit here.
And a weak ground ball hit to second. So the Twins get out of it. It's a tie game thanks to a Yonder Alonso base hit that went all the way to deep center field. And we got a 4-4 ball game. Tomorrow night, game 2 of this 3-game series. Trevor Bauer will go for Cleveland. Kyle Gibson for Minnesota. Indians Live begins our coverage at 7:30. First pitch at 8 right here on Sportstime Ohio or streaming on Fox Sports Go. 4-4 ball game. Shane Bieber will face Max Kepler, Robbie Grossman, Miguel Sano. Here in the 6th. Kepler can't catch up to a high fastball. 0-1. Last 11 home games, Kepler a .282 batting average, not including his single and a run scored in the second. 0-2.
Kepler, a guy that likes the ball down as a left-handed hitter. That second one you saw, he just chased, and that was a good slider in the dirt that he was going after.
Out of play. Action in both bullpens. Indians have righty-lefty action. Minnesota has a right-hander up. The 0-2 to Kepler is a little low with a fastball. Oliver Perez, Zach McAllister for Cleveland.
Good look. You get to see all 3 relievers. 2 with the Indians, 1 with Minnesota.
Got him to roll over on it. And Kipnis will throw him out, 1 down. Time for a game break. Let's go back to Cleveland. Here's Al Pawlowski. All right, thanks, Al. They're in the ninth at Fenway. Philly and Boston 1-1. A terrific interleague battle going on there. Philadelphia leading Atlanta in the NL East. Boston leading the Yankees by 5.5 in the AL East. Robbie Grossman with a fly ball to right field, and Melky Cabrera is there, 2 away. Let's go down to Andre.
You guys want to feel better or get some good news?
Yeah.
All right. Andrew Miller pitched in Columbus tonight. He only threw 10 pitches, had 8 for strikes, struck out 1. Fastball was sitting around 94 miles an hour, and his slider was between 81, 83 from the people that were there. Sounds like it's the best he's looked so far in his minor league stints.
Good. It's good to hear.
So he will most likely not do anything tomorrow and then get back at it Wednesday or Thursday. And hopefully he's inching closer to being with the Indians.
Yeah. Thank you, Andre. 2 down, Miguel Sano. Swung on and missed. Sano has seen 3 pitches. He's swung at all 3 of them tonight. RBI double in the 2nd. CNI single in the 5th. Takes one, and it's 0-2. Foul back. I mean, Sano, they sent him all the way back to Fort Myers in early June to try and
Rebuild.
rework him. And I guess time will tell.
Well, this is an all-star last year, and this is a guy that had a lot of thump and power and did a lot of damage to the baseball to come up and just fall flat this year. I mean, hey, you see it happen before where guys come out and they have big years and then, you know, they just never recover, but you certainly never expected it.
Yeah, this is only his 40th game of the year in the big leagues. And I think the one thing that had to really baffle them as a right-handed power bat, 5 for 37 this year against left-handed pitching. Shane Bieber try to make it a 1-2-3 inning. He will. Down goes Sano. 7 strikeouts for Shane Bieber. 3rd time he set him down 1-2-3 in 6 innings. 4-4 as we head to the 7th. Is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. That pretty much encapsulates Minnesota, doesn't it?
Yes, it sure does. Land of 10,000 lakes.
Just a guy in his boat.
Doing a little fishing out there.
Trevor Hildenberger coming on for Minnesota, third pitcher of the night. Right-hander will make his 9th career appearance against the Indians. He's pitched 8 innings in his time with the Twins against Cleveland, and he's given up 3 runs. Outside, he misses ball 1.
A little different arm angle. Falls to the third base side. His foot is over on the first base side of the rubber, so he crossfires. Like a change up there.
Greg Allen lifts the ball to left field. There is Eddie Rosario. And we have one down. Well, tonight on Training Camp Daily, former Browns quarterback Tim Couch, now a color analyst on the preseason broadcast, will join the guys. You'll also hear from Tyrod Taylor, Baker Mayfield, and Corey Coleman, Browns wide receiver. Training Camp Daily presented by 7-Up tonight at 11 on Sports Time Ohio. I'm guessing it won't be quite at 11 tonight. Might be a little later. Frankie Lindor is 0 for 3.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It might, though.
Hour time difference.
Yeah, I would too.
We'll see.
See how quickly we roll through the latter innings of this ball game. Out of play.
Well, it looks like from what I'm looking at, Bieber may head back out there for the 7th because whoever was warming up, the righty and lefty, they sat down.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get up once the inning starts.
Lindor broke the bat. It went literally right off the end, and a couple of shards went flying off.
Yeah, reaching for this ball that's probably off the plate, but protecting with 2 strikes. That one went back a few ounces lighter.
And the 0-2 line to right field, deep down into the corner. It'll get down and go. Grossman trying to dig it out. Lindor's around second. He's going to keep burning for third. Dozier can't get it out of his glove. It's a 1-out triple for Lindor.
How about that? His first triple of the year couldn't have come at a better time. I don't know what happened down there in right field, but Frankie, he made that decision between first and second. A changeup down in a way that he's able to pull into the corner. Let's see. Does it hit the wall? And he just waited for it. In that time, Lindor made his mind up, and that was his first triple. Perfect time to try it with 1 out. Now they've got to bring the infield in. You've got Brantley, and look at the extra base hit brigade. Both of them with 62.
Now Michael Brantley 0 for 3 tonight. Infield in. And Brantley shoots one to left, but foul as it slices out of play. Now the 0-1. Missed outside. Talking to Michael earlier today, and he said it couldn't have worked out any better yesterday. He said as soon as our game ended, he goes, we were all in the clubhouse and we got to see Tomey's Hall of Fame speech.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Sandy said the same thing.
And that was the thing, talking to Brant, Kluber, Tomlin, the guys who played with Jimmy. around him when he came back around that last time. They said he treated everybody the same. Didn't matter how much time you had in. If you were a teammate of his, he just treated you just genuinely.
The way he is, man. He was that way his whole life.
Brantley shoots it hard at Dozier, and he'll look Lindor back and throw out Brantley. That's a nice play by Dozier. That ball was hit pretty hard, and now there are 2 down. T-Mobile, built for baseball. Jose Ramirez has had himself a big night. 9th time in his career, 3rd time this year. He has hit multi-home runs. A solo shot in the 1st and a solo blast again in the 4th. 32 home runs on the year. The most by an Indian before the month of August since Jim Thome in 2001 when he hit 33.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd be awfully careful here if I was Minnesota. Maybe, just maybe, if they go to 2-0, they'll put him on.
You say be careful, and I agree. But in Puerto Rico, Edwin hit a bomb off this guy.
Well, how long ago was that?
April 18th.
Okay. I'd take my chances.
Look at you calling me out, and I had the date. How long ago?
Well, you were there.
I was there. Matty, I think at this point in time, was stuck in the.
Well, what'd they do?
They're putting him on.
Okay.
Just reminding you, Edwin got it.
That's okay. I hope he gets him again, to be honest with you. I really do. We're going to take a look at that. Breaking ball. Oh, that was an extra innings. That's why you remembered the date. It was a 16-inning game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that lead lasted 1 pitch, by the way.
Yeah, on the way back. It just makes sense. Ramirez is too hot.
And now Edwin, who is 1 for 2 with a single.
Watch Ramirez. He may lead. He may run.
He goes. It's way outside. They don't even offer a throw. And Ramirez he's racked up a bunch of stolen bases this year in situations just like that. That's his 24th of the year. I'd be curious to know how many of those steals were in situations where you had a guy at third, he's at first, they're not going to throw through, and he just goes.
That's the way to do it.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. Well, plus you got 3 guys on the left side, so they're not going to throw through. Can't take a chance. So base hit here will drive in too.
And it's a 2-0 count. Pulls it foul over the head of Lindor. 2-1 with Yonder Alonso on deck. And with a base open, if Hildenberger should walk, and then Alonso would get a chance. The 2-1. Oh, he really slowed it down to even the count. This one trickled in there at 78 miles an hour.
Yeah, he really took something off you. And then that's the key. You back off in situations when they're looking for the fastball.
And he pops it foul the other way. Out of play.
You know, not that he wants to walk him, but he doesn't have to give in to him, because now that first base is open, you can go ahead and make him try and chase a pitch. Lindor is looking at Ramirez out there. He's telling him what to do. They're talking. They want to get, they're carrying the mail.
4-4 game. 2 on, 2 out here in the 7th. And the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Hildenberger gets out of the mess, and the Indians strand a pair. Stretch time in Minnesota, 4-4 ball game. ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Shane Bieber goes to work. Jake Cave, the number 8 hitter, will lead off. Then it's Mitch Garver, and then the top of the order.
So Bieber out for the 7th. Looks like Perez is up, the left-hander. Bauer due up 3rd in this inning.
Low fastball, just missing. And way out in front of it. Right back by Bieber, and it gets through. Minnesota gets their leadoff man aboard. First hit of the night for Cave.
Now this one, it gets past Bieber there under his glove. Kipnis going to the right backhanded side, dives for it, it gets into the outfield. So there's their leadoff man aboard here in the 7th. That's the 6th hit allowed by Shane Bieber.
And Mitch Garver takes a fastball strike, bottom of the zone. Garver singled and scored in the 5th for Minnesota. Twins got 2 runs in the 2nd. One of them was unearned, and 2 runs in the 5th. 2 runs in the 5th coming on a 2-out, 2-run single by Jorge Polanco. High fly ball, center field. Greg Allen is there. 1 away. Takes us to the top of the order and takes Terry Francona out to the center of the diamond, where he'll make a move for the left-hander. So we've got a timeout here in Minneapolis. 4-4 ball game. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. As Oliver Perez is coming on when we come back. All young athletes have a positive character building youth sports experience. Support the PCA by joining us for a breakfast with the Indians August 1st. Visit cleveland.positivecoach.org, or you can call the number 440-465-6552 for more information. New pitcher is Oliver Perez, making his 27th appearance of the year. No wins or losses, an ERA of 1.13. He's been very good, and he's got a tough assignment. Joe Mauer, then Eddie Rosario for the Twins here in the 7th. Go ahead, run aboard for Minnesota at first base.
Well, he's been one of the best when you look at inherited runners. He's inherited 26 and has given up only 3 of those 26 to score. So coming on for the next 2 left-handed hitters.
And a foul back. That one got a piece of Yan Gomes on the foot. One ball, 2 strikes. Now the count back to even. Oliver Perez's first appearance with the Indians came right here at Target Field back on June the 2nd. Worked an inning and a third that night out of the bullpen, did not allow a run, and struck out 3. Got him looking. A 2-2 slow hook on the outside corner. And there are 2 down in the inning.
Well, big pitch right there. It's tough to get Mauer to chase. You're going to have to throw him a strike to get him out, and that is really an excellent pitch. 79 miles per hour. As that thing's breaking away, Mauer didn't like it. It's called out. Out number 2.
Eddie Rosario 0 for 2. He walked back in the 3rd. Again, it's just 79 miles an hour. And it must feel like the ball never gets there.
Yeah, it's so slow. You get up there and it's tough waiting on that pitch, even if you know it's coming.
And then he tries to sneak the fastball by you.
But you know, you slow their bat down at first, and then he's got enough 91, 92. He can get it on if he located it, and he did inside. So right now, if you're Rosario, you're not sure what he's going to throw you here, but I'll bet he's in the back of his mind. He's looking for that breaking ball.
Topper to Alonso. And how about Oliver Perez?
Nice job.
7 complete. Tied at 4. trading deadline. Taylor Rogers is the 4th pitcher of the night for Minnesota. He is the 3rd reliever. But I think that leaves them with only 4 left. They've got Belisle, Addison Reed, Fernando Rodney, Matt McGill.
Yeah, Duke is gone.
Yeah, they traded Zach Duke today. And they've used now both left-handers out of the bullpen, Moya, and here is Rogers to face Yonder Alonso, and he shoots 1 foul. Alonso, Melky Cabrera, Jason Kipnis for the Indians here in the 8th. And that's outside. 1-1. Yonder walked in the 4th inning, and then he sent a fly ball to center field that fell in front of Jake Cave, and then he dove for the ball. Really never came close to it, and it just rolled past him all the way to the warning track. It was a double for Alonso, but more importantly, it enabled Edwin Encarnacion to score all the way from first base.
Yeah, it was a gift.
And that tied the game.
That was a gift.
3-man shift right side of the infield. And Alonso goes the other way. And it's caught by Rosario on away. This is the play of the game at this point, 6th inning. Indians were down a run.
Yeah, Minnesota just taken the lead, and in comes your center fielder. You have to be absolutely sure that you're going to have to catch that ball or knock it down and keep it in front of you. That allowed Encarnacion, the 2 slowest base runners on the team between Eddie and Alonso. Yeah, Alonso ended up at second base, and it was a tie game, and that's where we stand.
The unfortunate thing for the Indians is that they only got the 1 run in that 6th inning, and then again in the 7th, a 1-out triple, and did not score.
Right.
So they've had 2 chances to take the lead since that game tying hit, but unable to cash in. Melky Cabrera is 0 for 2. He drew a walk his last time up.
Well, like they did in Detroit for the 2 times that they really scored. A lot of times, 7 out of the Friday night, 7 out of the 8 runs scored coming on the long ball, and I think it was 5 out of the 8 on the long ball on Sunday. And tonight, 3 out of the 4. So it's been the long ball that has gotten them on the board.
2 solo homers by Jose Ramirez tonight, and 1 by Yan Gomes. Melky looks, it's low, 2-2. And a base hit into right field. So Melky Cabrera shoots one the other way.
Really nice job of hitting there. Pitched down in a way that he stayed on, didn't try to pull it. You're going to get a pinch runner now for Melky. So good job. And then also defensively, they'll get Raj in the ball game.
And Rajay Davis is coming off back-to-back games in which he had 3 extra base hits in each of those last 2.
Right. That's right.
Couldn't get in the lineup today, though.
Well,
tough crowd.
Yes, it is. Left-handed starter. Erwin Santana. So we'll see now with the left-hander. Let's take a look at Rogers' move, because you know if he can get a jump, he will run.
Kipnis swings at the first pitch, and it's not played. And Davis will go into second base. Rosario went to a sliding backhanded attempt, and he kind of knocked the ball forward away from him.
Well, he's playing deeper, and that thing, he inside out of it, and Davis was going back to first base thinking he was going to catch it, but it just never got out there. He did try the backhand slide. I don't know if you should dive for that ball or what. Let's watch it again. He broke back first, never really started coming in, and then realized that ball wasn't hit hard and had to go for that backhanded stab. So now Paul Muller going to come out and go back to his bullpen with first and second and 1 out.
Yeah, he burned his 2 left-handers, so now he's got nothing but right-hander relievers the rest of the way. Jan Gomes is coming up. We'll see who the Twins summon to face him when we return. Gill, right-hander, making his 23rd appearance on the year. 38 innings of work, 8 walks, 38 strikeouts. He has held the opposing batters to a .252 average. And right now we'll take a look at our Miller Lite hold true moment back in the 5th inning. Jan Gomes up, and away.
Yes. That was just a spinner for a breaking ball that he crushed. His 11th. That was the 3rd of the night for the Indians.
Still a tie game. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. And McGill, a slow breaking ball in for a strike. Throw back to second. Rajay Davis in with a dive. McGill kind of hesitated and then decided, well, let's take a shot at it.
Well, he didn't go back. He saw him coming and he was just waiting.
Last time out, McGill coughed up a pair of runs against the Red Sox. But he's ahead of Gomes, 0-2. McGill deals, and Gomes shoots it out of play to the right. Jan was 2 for 9 over the weekend against Detroit. Twins
play the infield more or less straight up. The outfield shades him the other way toward right. Checks on a high pitch. He did not go. It's 1-2.
That's what they wanted to do, the pitch before, elevate the fastball away, but didn't get it up there. Get back to playing in your division. They know the strengths and weaknesses of each hitter because they play each other so often.
And that's out of play.
Yeah, he's just sitting back waiting. He's trying to shoot it the other way, but it's been with fastballs. He started him off with a good breaking ball to get ahead. Strike one.
Mitch Garver looks into his dugout, as Paul Mahler wants to do.
Just be ready for a ball in the dirt if he tries to get him to chase that breaking ball.
There it was. He went too far, says C.B. Buckner. And that's the second out of the inning. They appealed. And on the appeal, Gomes is rung up.
Yeah, you'll see from behind that high home, that bat is way out in front. He certainly did go, but it was in the dirt after a couple of fastballs.
Boy, see on that look, the side look, it doesn't look like he went at all. That high home look was completely a different angle. And it appeared that the bat did go across the plate and offered at it. So 2 down, leaves it up to Greg Allen. 1 for 3 on the night. Boy, Garver, he's done a nice job stopping a few of those balls from getting to the backstop.
Well, when you throw that slider, you want to keep it down, and when the catcher calls for it, you know he has to expect or anticipate that the ball could be in the dirt and get ready to put a good move on it and keep it in front of you.
Allen bloops one toward left, but hangs in the air. Rosario makes the catch. And the Indians have now left 6 men on base in the last 3 innings. By your Ford dealers. Top 2 run scoring teams here in the month of July. But we're deadlocked currently at 4 apiece. Eddie Rosario has not been a factor, even though he has been red hot against the Indians this year. He's had a good year, period.
Yeah.
But in particular, he has really swung the bat well against the Tribe this year, but they've kept him to 0 for 3 with a walk. Cody Allen on the pitch, the 8th. Rajay Davis remains in the game. He goes to center field, and Greg Allen moves over to right. And a curveball strike to Jorge Polanco from Cody Allen. Popped him up on the infield. Near second base, Jason Kipnis. 1 away. Down to Andre.
A couple days ago, Cody Allen was asked about not closing exclusively right now and just trying to get back to where he was at. And he said something that I wanted to ask you guys both. He says as much money as saves has made him and many others, he feels like the way baseball's played right now is a tad arbitrary. The outs in the 7th, 8th inning are just as big as the 9th and just as difficult with the way the game is played. What do you think of that, Arch? And
I totally agree. There could be a save in the 7th inning or a save in the 8th inning. Absolutely right. Look, it could be a macho thing where he's the closer, and he has been the closer here for a long time, 5-6 years. Hey, look, it doesn't matter. He's a team player, man. He wants to get the outs when you can get them.
He's definitely a very unselfish player.
He also said there is nothing like being on the mound in the 9th inning with 2 outs getting that last out. He goes, he'll never try to lie and say it's not. He goes, but you can't tell me there's a player that comes in the 8th and there's a guy on 2nd and 3rd, and it's just not. It's the same way then too.
Yeah, I totally agreed. And that's how this team plays baseball. I mean, they're all in it together.
Swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Well, I won't dispute what you said earlier, but I will just say this: there is something different about the 9th inning.
Yes, there is.
We have seen great setup guys who just for whatever reason are not the same in the 9th inning role. You have to have a certain mentality.
Yes,
Cody has it. Swung on and missed to the curveball.
No doubt about that. But, you know, can you keep sending the guy out there that is not getting the job done in that 9th inning? You know, sometimes he needs a breather. You can't stay. I mean, even the best have their slumps throughout the course of the year.
Well, I think certainly the way the bullpen is constructed at this moment, it's nice to have a guy in Brad Hand who you know has the experience and can step in and do that. And so Cody doesn't have to keep going out there when he's trying to work through some things and still try to close every game.
Right.
The 3-2. Right back up the middle and into center field. So Brian Dozier with his first hit of the night.
Well, he just he gave in there. He didn't try to take him deep. He just wanted to get on base. He lines it right back up the middle. This is right past Cody in a heartbeat. This went up there in a hurry. He had to do a little jump back to get out of the way. You can see it's past. Kipnis had no chance.
And Max Kepler steps in 1 for 3 tonight. Kepler a single and a run scored back in the 2nd. Philly and Boston are tied 1-1 in the 12th now at Fenway Park. High pop, left field, Brantley. 2 down.
Well, Tri-Town MVPs presented by Cleveland's Clinics Children's is the official kids fan club of the Indians, designed for kids ages 6 to 14. Memberships are $20, and they include invitations to exclusive events and great tribe gear. Visit Indians.com for more information.
Here is Robbie Grossman, 0 for 2. He delivered a run in the second inning with a sacrifice fly. And Cody Allen, a low fastball outside corner. Toss to first, and Dozier back easily with a dive.
Cody does a nice job of holding runners on and give them different looks. Holds the ball sometimes. And that's where he held it that long. As a hitter, can get a little uncomfortable, flat-footed. I remember they threw out Dozier 2 or 3 times in one game here. He was frustrated.
He inches off the bag at first. Not going. And the 1-1 pitch has popped up. Foul ground isn't playable. Ramirez to the railing. Gomes looks over, but no. It's beyond everybody's reach. Stays 1-2.
Now he may take a chance here and steal. With 2 strikes.
Figuring Cody might throw that curveball.
Could be. They throw the curveball. He's had a look at his move a number of times. He's looking in to try to see if he can see a sign.
He's not running. And a fastball just missed inside. 2-2. Breaking ball was low, full count. Dozier will be off at first. And the fastball is swung on and popped out of play. A disappointing year for the Twins, who are 8 games under 500. And have watched a number of teammates traded away in the last couple of days. But you never know it by the way they've played against the Indians this year. Again, Dozier is off at first. And the 3-2 is hit to left. Brantley is there. And we'll go to the 9th. Tied at 4.
Telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
It's quite a spectacle when Fernando Rodney enters from the bullpen here at Target Field. We've got a big video and musical presentation, but I didn't know if Rodney was going to make it from the bullpen to the center of the diamond.
A little slow, you mean?
Woo. And by the time he finally got there, it looked like he was winded.
Yeah, they got oxygen for him on the mound.
But this guy has been a good back end of the bullpen guy for a long time.
Boy, has he ever.
2-2 this year, 22 saves. He does have 6 blown saves. Not a save situation here. He's just trying to keep it a tie game for Minnesota. And he's got the best part of the Indians lineup he'll have to deal with. Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez.
Yeah, this is his 9th organization, Matt, and he's still, for his age, still has a lot on the it's a fastball changeup mix. That is it. If he's on, he can be awfully tough if he's throwing both for strikes. But he can get a little erratic. He can walk some guys.
Frankie tripled his last time up, down into the right field corner. Oh my goodness.
That front leg, he
spike,
doesn't.
huh?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't. He's very deliberate and slow, and then he just leans into the plate, almost leans to the hitter, and watch his spike get caught. See that front foot? Got to lift that foot up.
At first, I thought he hurt himself or something. You don't see a ball just come out sideways like that very often. He missed again. It's 3-0.
Yeah, now you got to take a strike.
That's ball 4. So the go-ahead run is aboard to start the 9th for Cleveland.
There's your start. Now, as I said, that second pitch may have helped because he hasn't been able to throw a strike yet, and I'd be really surprised if Brantley offers it anything until he gets one in the zone.
Michael is 0 for 4 tonight. He has flied out 3 times, grounded out his last time up. And that was unfortunate because Lindor was at third.
Right.
Infield was in.
That's when you needed the fly ball.
He hit a bullet right at Dozier, who made a nice play. Takes and a fastball strike.
Okay, now you go to work. You can see he doesn't really lift that front leg to come to home plate, so he's not going to be really easy to steal off of. Brantley, good numbers, as you saw, against Rodney in his career.
Lindor takes off. Swing, and
He
got a piece of it.
Yes, he did.
But,
he fouled it off, so stolen base.
So Lindor with his 16th steal, but now Brantley in the hole 0-2.
You watch the catcher, he grabs it before it hits the dirt. It's a nice catch. The times you need him to catch him like that, they don't hold on to him. But he did that time, but Lindor gets a stolen base, so there's your go-ahead run.
Chops one over the mound. Lindor will get to third. 1 down.
Okay, I don't expect to see Ramirez seeing a pitch here.
I'm surprised they didn't signal from the on-deck circle, just take your base. But it looks like they're going to,
Well, they did
potentially
last
pitch,
at bat, for 1 pitch.
Twins have to bring the infield in.
All right, I like it.
And Ramirez has homered twice tonight. In the dirt, and a good block by Garver. And that's great to see from Ramirez. And this is, I think, I know it's only 1 pitch, but great example of his growth and understanding what pitchers are going to try to do in these situations. Before, he was maybe a little too aggressive. Now he's at least waiting early in the account.
It's all a part of a maturity, man. Getting at bats, understanding.
Boy, he had his fastball, but fouled it back 1-1.
You know, this just tells you too that Molitor trusts Rodney in a situation like this where he's been around long enough. He has so many, over 300 saves, where, you know, he knows situations, so he doesn't feel he has to go out and tell him.
That low fastball just missing. And that baby was up there at 96, 2-1. So even at this stage in his career, he can still rear back.
Yeah, he sure can.
There.
That's the one thing why he's in a situation where he can still save ball games.
41 years old.
Still throwing 95.
Low again.
Okay, he's going to be perfect, or he's going to walk him. But that's a veteran there. You trust your veteran.
Lindor, the go-ahead run. He's at third base. The infield is in. They're at the cut of the grass, around the horn on the infield. Outfield, straight up deep. And pulled foul.
Change up. That was the change up.
You think he throws it again here?
I would think so. But the fastball is easier to, if you're going to miss with it.
And Ramirez fouls it off.
Yeah, in on the hands that time. Came back with the heater. Good pitch.
This one was 87 miles an hour.
Now watch, it's in. That's a beautiful pitch right there. Tough to do anything with it. Noses in, fouls it off, stays alive. This is the one guy you don't want to let beat you, though, on this Indians team.
He struck him out with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and Ramirez cannot believe it.
He can't believe it, but I'll tell you what, Rodney didn't back off. He came right at him, and he got the swing and miss. Give him credit. They're sitting inside, but that one leaked out over the plate.
That's a movement to it. 97.
It sure did. That ball goes back out over the plate, and Jose just swings and misses and can't believe it.
So 2 down. The infield backs up, and Edwin Encarnacion is the batter.
This is 4 straight innings where the Indians have had their opportunity to take the lead, and they haven't been able to do it.
Well, Edwin stranded Lindor at third base in the 7th inning when he took a called third strike.
Yeah, the last 3 innings, they've left 6 on base, 2 each inning.
Outside, he missed 3-0. By my count, Arch, the Indians have left 8 men on base tonight. 7 of them. 7 of the 8 in scoring position.
Yeah. That's it. It's been the home run ball. 3 out of their 4 runs coming on the long ball. The 2 Ramirez home runs, Yan Gomes. Then it was the Alonso double that was a gift where they scored their 4th.
3-0. It's low, and it's ball 4.
So they're going to.
2 walks in the inning, 2 down, and Yonder Alonso will be the batter.
He's been the hot one. He's been swinging it very well. We talked about him in the open, and he's hit the ball very well tonight.
He was 6 for
1
12
for 3
against Detroit over the weekend. And now an opportunity to put the Indians ahead. Edwin takes off. And he'll go into second base. They weren't even really paying attention to him.
Edwin gets his first stolen base.
I was just thinking, are they going to give him one there? They have to, don't they?
Sure, they were holding him on.
And Alonso takes it in the dirt, 2-0.
Now, remember now the defensive changes. You've got Rajai on deck. And now first base open. So, or again, Rodney, I think, would be a little more careful here, the way that Alonso's swinging the bat.
He takes a fastball at 97 miles an hour for a strike.
Fourth straight inning now where they've had their two guys on in scoring position.
Fouled back, 2-2. Four game, ninth inning. Second and third, 2 down. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Yonder Alonso. And Fernando Rodney gets out of the jam. The Indians strand 2 more. That's 8 they have left on base in the last 4 innings. Of the game. Well, Fernando Rodney in a tough spot.
That was the big one right there. Getting Jose Ramirez, man on third, less than 2 outs. He gets Alonso to expand his strike zone. The Indians 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
They have left 10 on base. 9 of the 10 have been stranded in scoring position. So that's been a frustrating night for the offense. And Neil Ramirez will try to pitch the Indians into extra frames. He's got the bottom third of the Twins order: Sano, Cave, and Garver. At Fenway Park in Boston, the Phillies and Red Sox are still tied at 1, and they're in the 13th inning now. And Miguel Sano looks at the pitch outside. Sano doubled in a run. back in the second inning. And he singled and scored in the fifth. Struck out his last time up in the sixth inning. Top to breaking ball. Boy, Arch, remember when it looked like there was absolutely no way the Houston Astros were not going to run away with the American League West. And now, after losing 4 in a row, they're playing in Seattle, where the Mariners have closed the gap to 4 games in the West. He went too far, says C.B. Buckner, and Sano looks at a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, all you have to do is stub your toe one time, huh?
Man, I'll tell you what. Sano didn't think he went. Crowd didn't think he went. But he went.
That angle's a really good angle up high. You remember when Houston was winning all those games. I mean, Seattle was winning all those games, and they just couldn't gain ground on them. But that's the toughest thing, is you got to continue to win until they finally stub their toes. They have a few injuries, and that's what's happening right now.
Well, a full count here for Sano. And the 3-2 pitch is pulled foul. If Sano should reach, be curious to see, say he gets on via the walk or a single, if Paul Molitor will go to A-Ray Adrianza and pinch run. 3-2 is glanced off the bat, foul. Oh, man. Talk about putting a squeeze on a pitcher. Leadoff man aboard. We'll see what Molitor does. Looks like he's going to stay with Sano. No, here comes Adrianza. I had a feeling.
Ooh, that was a close one there. That's a tough one. How do you take that pitch? 3-2. He takes it. It's called the ball. And they're going to get a pinch runner for Sano.
Well, that pitch has been called a strike a lot tonight. Jake Cave is 1 for 3. Takes a strike. Well, that's a head scratcher. You square around the bunt and you take a strike.
Well, and you look for a strike to bunt is what you did. That's the key, and you're right. It's there.
I mean, I understand if the ball's in the dirt or if it's over your head.
Well, he doesn't have a sacrifice on the year. The Twins with only 12.
And the other thing too, and I get it, it's that time of the game. You want to execute here, but you're sacrificing for your number 9 hitter.
Well, that's true. Don't think he may not start his runner here. Thinking that he's going to give you one pitch for a bunt, and he took it. I don't know how he handles a bat. I haven't seen him play enough, but if you can put the ball in play, half these guys can't bunt anymore anyway.
Boy, he took, and that was close, but it's just low for a ball, 1-1. Cave taking a long look down at third base coach Gene Glynn. Adrianza at first has 4 steals on the year, has not been caught.
Yeah, I like this. Pay attention to him. Throw over there a couple of times. That just puts a thought in their mind. If there is a play on or something like that. But it's a matter of knowing your players and what they can do.
He gets the bunt down.
All right, well done.
Ramirez goes to first. Sacrifice goes 5-4. And the winning run is in scoring position now.
Well, he got the job done. That's what you're up there to do. Now they're going to have to get a hit.
Mitch Garver, the catcher, 1 for 3 tonight. Twins have 7 hits in the ballgame. 3 of them came in the 5th inning when they scored 2 and took the lead at that time.
That was the big 2-out hit by Polanco after he was able to get Rosario striking out. The bases loaded, less than 2 outs, and then they got the big 2-out base hit there.
And now Garver digs in. And Neil Ramirez with a breaking ball strike. Brad Hand, the left-hander. Looks like he'll be coming on to face Mauer. And again, Ramirez keeping an eye on Adrianza, who he's starting to get like a walking lead, and I think Ramirez recognized after that first pitch to Garver that I've got to make sure he stops or he's just going to keep on going.
Right, you just stop him.
Fly ball, deep left, Brantley back. He won't get it. The Twins win it. Minnesota's mastery of the Cleveland Indians continues. They've won 7 of 10 on the season. A bottom of the 9th walk-off winner. And the Twins take the series opener by a final score of 5-4. And they cut into the Indians' lead, which is now 8 games in the division.
Well, they've been able. He pulled his hands in beautifully on this fastball. They wanted it away. It came inside, and he pulled the hands in, and it falls out there for a base knock. And that's what Minnesota did. They got a 2-out base hit. Here's a 1-out. They were hit with runners in scoring position. The Indians could not, and that's the difference in the ball game. They sacrificed the guy to second base. They had the chance to win it, but the leadoff walk on a very close pitch ends up costing the Indians a ball game tonight.
Yeah, Arch, this is just one of those frustrating games where you had so many chances.
Right.
You leave 9 runners stranded in scoring position. And in a number of those instances, you just needed a fly ball to get a guy home from third. You don't always produce in those situations, but man, they collectively failed tonight.
They had some of the best do it too. Brantley had an opportunity. Ramirez had an opportunity. It's not like it wasn't some of their best hitters up there. They just couldn't cash in. You don't get a hit with runner in scoring position. They hit 3 solo home runs. Minnesota had just one extra base hit out of there tonight, but they got the hits with runners in scoring position. They ended up winning.
So 5-4 is the final. We'll be back with you tomorrow night, same game time, as the series continues from Target Field here in Minneapolis. Time now for Indians Live with Al and Jensen. And guys, when you're 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position, it's easy to understand how these things happen.